Okay, friends, so today we are going to very quickly learn how to put a tkinter image behind some stuff. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to give myself an image file. So I got this sd_pi2.png that I stole from myself. It is just an image of a Siegel disk for a rotation number of pi. If you want to know what any of that shit means, hit me up and we'll talk some math. Cool fact, this was generated using a little bit of Python code. So I have this image that I want to put on a tkinter window. So right now, all I have is an import statement, right? So I'm importing tkinter as tk. In order to get anything at all running, I'm going to need window, and I'm going to create a window as a tkinter tk object, right? So we're going to hit go. I'm going to notice that I had a bunch of other shit running. I'm going to hit go again. Okay, so it finished. It's yelling at me that I don't have a new line, so shut up. Okay, so it finished. Nothing's happening. Where the hell is my window? Oh shit. You have to turn the main loop on, right? So last thing in our program is always going to be window.mainLoop. Well, maybe not the last thing, but probably the last thing. Remember that when it falls into the main loop, nothing else happens. None of the code behind that, right below that, gets executed until after the main loop stops. So none of that stuff gets executed until you close the window. So that aside, I think I now should be able to get a window to appear. When I hit go, I got this little window down here. So that's an empty TK window, right? Okay, so I want to stick my image in there. So if I want to stick my image in there, one thing I could do is I can do, I'm just going to make an image label. Okay, and first things first, I'm just going to create this kind of in a testing fashion. So I'm going to do, oops, I don't want it to be a TK object. I don't want it to be a whole new window, right? I want it to be a label, right? And you might go read some docs. You might go look up an example. I looked up a couple examples before, so I'm just kind of hacking this together. I'm pretty sure that I want to make a label. Let me just check that I can get a label to appear. So I'm just going to set it to text for right now, and we're going to set it to testing. And then we're just going to do image label dot place, and I'm just going to shove it in the middle of the screen. So I'm going to do the relative x is halfway, and the relative y is halfway. You can push this in by absolute numbers or whatever you want. Like, since my intention is to put an image in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to peg it to the middle of the screen. So that's kind of my plan. And if I'm going to peg it in the middle of the screen, I probably want to make the anchor equal to the center point. The anchor is just which point you're controlling it by. So I want to make the center of the image the center of the window. Okay, so let's try this. There we go. Okay. Thing, testing. If I resize, it stays in the middle. It looks like it's grabbing the text by the top. Maybe it's not. Might be an optical illusion. But it doesn't matter because I'm not going to leave text in there anymore. Okay, so now the way I'm going to go get this image is I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to call this thing SD image for SQL disk. And that's going to be a tk dot photo image object. And the thing a photo image object takes is, oh, what the hell? Let's go look it up. Let's see. I don't have tkinter docs open. Okay, so let's go look it up. Photo image tkinter, and I remember that that the tutorials point doc was pretty good, so I'm gonna go there. Okay, so oh, this is a totally different thing. Oops. That might also work. Label image. Okay, reading images with tkinter. Okay, so looks like we can do. That's all a little bit complicated. I wonder if I can just put in a URL. Or not a URL. I wonder if I could just put in an address for it. So let's just try it quick. So let's see if we tell this thing to do. Oh, whoops! I don't want that one. I want sd underscore pi2.png. Let's see what it tells us. Oh, I bet I could get a doc string. That's not a super helpful doc string for the record. Okay, so I got this. Oh, I never told it to do anything with it. I didn't get an error, interestingly. So let me remove my testing text and put image equals sd underscore image. Let's just see if that works. Well, row didn't work. Bummer. Okay. So yeah. So let's go look up some photo image syntax. Whoa, whoops, bad idea. Why is that? Huh, that's super weird. It's in a C corner. Okay, so photo image, aha, it needs to be file equals, aha, ha, 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 ha. Okay, so let's change that. So it's file equals. All right, let's see what we get now. Hey, look at that. There's a thing. It's there. When it started out, it was a little bit small. So I have a couple options. One option is I could force the window size to be something. That's a fair option. Another thing is I could resize my image. That's also an option. That one's a bit more complicated, actually. So in order to resize an image, you really need the like Python image library. It doesn't, yeah. It is not super duper chill to resize an image. It is probably pretty chill to resize the window. So I could figure out how big the image is just by, I happen to have it off on another monitor here. So I have it off on this other monitor. I right-clicked it and hit Properties, and then I went over to Details, and I can see it's 275 by 264. So if I want a little padding on that, I might just make my window 300 by 300. So that's window.geometry. So that's one option here. Another option is you could use a canvas to kind of force the size. I don't know whether that worked or not. That looked like it worked. Okay. One more. Okay, there we go. There's my resize thing. Notice I resized the window, I didn't resize the image. If you want to resize the image, you really do need the Python image library. So hello. I will make that the subject of another video, but I think this one is long enough for what it is. Should be noted, if you want to, and I should have added that this was that this one should be controlled by window. If I now want to place another label somewhere, so I just want to make another label, and I'm really just doing this to illustrate that I can put things over the top. So I want a TK label, and I want the text to be testing, and then I want to just, let's see, I'm going to just grid this in. So I'm going to do test label dot grid, and I want to grid this in at row 0, column 0. So that should put it in the top left corner. Row. That's a white space. Where's my... Oh, and again, if you have not closed this, the new version will not exist. Okay, bad option rocks. Oh, because the row is spelled with a W, not with an X. Okay, so there we are. It says testing up in the corner now. We could move that around. It should be noted that it matters which order you put things in tkinter. So if you put your image over the top, you probably won't be able to see this. I would illustrate that, but this PNG has a transparent background, so it wouldn't matter. I think, yeah. Oh, the other word to the wise about tkinter images is they play nice with PNGs and GIFs, or GIFs, or however the hell you say that word. But they do not play well with JPEGs, so no JPEGs in here, sadly. If you want to put a JPEG in here, what you want to do is read it in with PIL, and then save it as something else, and then put that thing in. Alternatively, you can open it in MS Paint and save it as something else. Okay, this has been images. Thank you for